everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, I have a very busy week ahead of me at work. I'm going to be in the car a lot, so I wanted to make some really healthy on-the-go portable snacks. So in this video you're going to see some all-natural fruit snacks, and then a couple of different energy ball recipes, and then also some carrot cake bars. Yum yum. So let's get into the video. So the first recipe I'm going to work on is an all-natural fruit snack. I'm going to use these molds that I got from Amazon. I've never used them before, literally just got them, so I will link them in the description box and I'll let you know as we go through this video how I like them. These hearts are just a little bit small. I think I'm going to do just the stars and the shells, and then any extra I'll do in the hearts because I don't know how hard they'll be to fill up. So this recipe has very few ingredients. You're going to need 2 cups of fruit. I'm just going to use this 3-berry blend I got at Costco. Then you're going to need 1/2 of a cup of lemon juice, any sweetener of your choice, and then some unflavored gelatin. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to put your fruit into a saucepan, and then to that you're going to add in your lemon juice. So you're going to turn this on high. You want to bring it to a boil and just kind of crush up the berries as it goes along. This is the gelatin I'm using. This is the Knox Original Unflavored Gelatin. You're going to need 6 tablespoons of that, or 6 packets. And then I also did use 2 tablespoons of the sweetener, the stevia bulk sweetener. So you just want to bring this to a boil, and then you want to add in each of your gelatin packets one at a time and stir after each one to make sure there's no lumps. Okay, so now you want to carefully put it into your blender cup. You always got to be really careful when you're blending hot things because it can splash, and yeah, just be really careful. Okay, so now it's time to put these in the molds. So I just poured the mixture into here because I thought in these bigger molds I can probably just pour it. And I'm just going to fill them up just like that. So I'm just going to finish filling the rest of these, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, the stars were a little bit harder to free pour, and that right there, that mistake, was a chunk that did not get pureed up very well. So now I do have about this much left, so I'm going to go ahead and use the dropper, see how this works, and put them in the hearts. I don't have a lot of patience, you guys know that if you've been watching me for a while, so I think if I do make a lot of this type of stuff, I'm going to order some more of these bigger molds because I don't have the patience to dropper all this stuff in. So I'm going to finish doing this and I'll be right back. You guys, that took like 8 minutes. That was seriously so long, and I'm just keeping it real. I know you watch those other YouTube channels that do a lot of cooking videos and they wouldn't leave little dots all over the place, but you guys, this is real life, this is my life, and you guys know I'm kind of messy when it comes to cooking. So I have about this much left over, which is not enough to do, another tray with. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator now for 4 hours or overnight. It'll probably be overnight, and I will pull these out, and next thing you'll see is how these all came out. So here they are. They came out really good. The only thing I have to say is I left the seeds in there. I should have followed the instructions where it said if you want to, you can, take a sieve and get the seeds out. So that's my only complaint, but these came out so nice. So I'm going to bag these up, and they'll be a nice little snack later in the week. So I have to say the small ones were kind of a pain to get out, just like they were to get in. So I'm going to order some more of these bigger ones because I think I'm definitely going to make some more of these again. So this was definitely a win and a great recipe. So the next recipe is a healthy carrot cake granola bar. So in a bowl, you're going to combine 1.5 cups of brown rice crisp cereals, like Rice Krispies, but made with brown rice. Also going to add to that 1 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. So you want to stir that together and just set it aside. Then in a separate bowl, you're going to whisk together 1 teaspoon of coconut oil that's been melted and 2 large egg whites that have been brought to room temperature. So you want to whisk that together a little bit. Then to that, you're going to add in 1/4 cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, 3 tablespoons of sugar-free syrup, and then just 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you want to take that mixture and just add it to the dry ingredients that you mixed up earlier, and then after you get that all mixed together, you want to fold in 1 cup of freshly grated carrot. It does make a note in the recipe to make sure you use freshly grated carrot and not the grated carrots that you can buy in the store, because they're a little bit thicker and harder. Then once everything is combined, you want to gently press the mixture into an 8x8 pan that you have sprayed with cooking spray. Then you're going to bake this in the oven at 300 degrees for about 16 to 20 minutes. Mine took 18 minutes, and it'll be kind of light golden brown, and then it just feels really firm when you touch it. So here are the carrot cake bites. Now on this recipe, they did call them bites, and they had you cut it into 25 servings. Those would have been super small in an 8x8 square pan. So I did 16 servings. I just did 4 across and 4 down. So I think this is a nice size little treat. So I'm going to put these into snack bags, and I'll show you how I'm going to store all these. This next snack recipe is an Almond Joy Energy Bite. This one I was probably most excited about because I love Almond Joys. So to a food processor, you want to add in 14 of medjool dates that have been pitted. If they are a little bit hard, you want to soak them in warm water for about 10 minutes. Mine were pretty soft. And then to that, you want to add in 1/2 cup of some kind of nut butter. I used almond butter. And then you want to add in 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa. I used the Hershey's dark cocoa. And then also add in 1/4 cup of raw almonds, 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then you're just going to process that all together until it's all mixed up. You may need to add some water if the dough is not sticking together on its own. So I had to add in about 2 tablespoons of water. And then you're going to want to transfer that to a bowl and put it in the refrigerator or freezer for about an hour. I put mine in the freezer just because I wanted to get it done faster. So I did it in the freezer for about 30 minutes, but you can also just store it in the refrigerator for an hour. And this will help make it firm up to make it easier to roll into balls. Okay, so once you have put your dough in the freezer for about an hour, then you just roll them out into balls. And so then what I did after I rolled them into balls, I put them back into the freezer for a couple hours. And these are really super good. And I am missing a few because these are family approved for sure, which they're a little bit hesitant because when I told them what the ingredients were, my family is not, the first to jump up on some of those, really healthy ingredients. But these were fantastic. So I'm going to package these up. I'll show you how I'm going to package them up. There's a couple ways that you can do this for, really easy on-the-go snacks. So one of the way is just putting them in containers like these, which is the other ones that I'll show you here in a second. And the other way is putting them in some little snack bags, which is what I'm going to do, and then I'll store them in that container. So I'll show you what it looks like when they are all done and put together. And the last snack recipe we're going to work on is an oatmeal energy bite. So to a bowl, you want to add in 1 cup of rolled oats, 1/2 cup of nut butter. Again, I used almond butter for this. You want to do 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I did the mini chocolate chips, and those were perfect, by the way. And then you want to add in 1/3 cup of raw honey, and then 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed. And then I also, it wasn't part of the recipe, but I added in 1/8 cup of reduced sugar craisins. So you just want to mix all that together until everything is thoroughly mixed up. And then you want to go ahead and form these into little balls. And then once you have all your balls made, you're going to put this in the refrigerator or into the freezer just until they're set. I froze them for about an hour and they were set really nice, and then I just transferred them to a different bowl. And then these balls got all done. Again, they were family approved, so they have had these. So I put these in, after I rolled these in the balls, I put them into the freezer and just flash froze them, and now I can just store them in this container. I'm also going to put these into little snack bags since I am taking these to work for my coworkers. Okay, so this is what I did. I just went ahead and put them all in these little individual snack bags. So I just put 2 of each of the balls in these. So I'm just going to, these are the all ones for my coworkers, so I'm just going to put them all in this little container here, and then I did the same with the carrots, the carrot things. So I'm just going to store all those in this little container and just take those to work. And then the rest of these, I think it's the best place to put these balls myself are in the freezer. They don't freeze like solid where you can't eat them, so like it only just takes just a second to thaw out enough to eat. So I just feel like for me, they last better, and then they last longer, and I'm not as likely to overeat them, although they are really rich, so I feel like they're not easy to overeat. But I'm just going to put the rest of these in the freezer so the family can have those. But I just put 2 balls per little thing, but I just ate 1 when I had them. One was enough for me of each kind. And I'm going to do the same thing with the fruit snacks. I'm just going to put them into some little individual containers as well, and I've been storing these in the refrigerator. So I hope you guys enjoyed these on-the-go portable snack recipe ideas that I shared with you today. I felt like all 4 turned out fantastic, and I will be definitely using them throughout this week for me and my coworkers. I'm not eating them all. I will have all the recipes linked in the description box, as well as the smart points for them. I don't think I changed anything on any of the recipes with the exception of the one that called for, what did it call for? Oh, maple syrup. I used sugar-free syrup. I think besides that, I used all the ingredients that it shows in all the recipes. So I will have those recipes linked in the description box, as well as the smart points for everything. And the energy balls are a little bit higher smart points, but you definitely don't need more than 1. We did taste test these last night with me and the family, and 1 is just enough. They are really rich and really filling, and such a nice little just treat to have. So highly recommend all of these recipes. So I, again, will have them linked down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys. I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like